Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's a first down run with Collins. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. Jackson will look to throw it. Drops it underneath for Collins. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They'll get a couple yards on that one. And just like that, it's third down. Jackson from the shotgun. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Now a give to Collins. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Watch it now, Barney!
Jackson now off the bootleg. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Jackson. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Montgomery. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football, and they've got it here with a first down. Trying to punch it in with Collins. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
To me, that's a terrific run on 1st and goal at the 3. They got 2 yards. I'd line right back up and give it to him again.
They get it to him running left. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
On 3rd and goal, Collins. And he'll get in. again. Touchdown, Baltimore. Alex Collins taking it in. And the Ravens are in for 6. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating what we have to make the call. They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Wilson on 2nd down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Carson. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the 2nd half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the 1st half. Maybe not so much in the 2nd half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Wilson now looking to throw on 2nd down. Shrugs him off, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
Lucky 56. Watch it now, Barney. Gun.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. He gets this one to Michael Crabtree. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. He got 29 yards that time. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. From the gun, Jackson. And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That'll go as a loss of 5. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. To throw again is Jackson. Being chased out left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 16 yards on that one at a Raven first.
Someone knew exactly where he needed to get to pick up that first down now. I'm not so sure about the technique in getting there, but he went for it, and he got it.
Exactly. He knew where he needed to get, because remember, if he slides, when that derriere dips, if you will, that play's over.
The derriere dips, I like that one.
Yeah, been working on it for a little bit. Now Collins. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Two minutes to go here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They come out here in the eye. On first and goal, Collins. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Alex Collins with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it? It
certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Wilson to throw on second down. Stepping up, he's going to keep it and avoids the contact by sliding. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The intended target, Doug Baldwin. That'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
On first down, Wilson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10. Play action. Now Jackson rolling to his right. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
Gun! 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 All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another 1st down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
Jackson will throw again. Flush to his right. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. And out now come the Seahawks. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the 1st half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also...
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the 2nd half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 22. The drive starts with a run by Collins. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. To throw is Jackson. Crabtree with it over the middle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Buying time to his left. And he slides to avoid the hit. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now Jackson on 2nd down, eluding the pressure right. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. And they just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
They pitch it out to Collins. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
On 2nd down, Jackson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And just as you called it after the earlier sack, they set up the screen. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker, Justin Tucker, out onto the field. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And Tucker's kick right there, it's good. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
Bang out, bam, bam.
On 2nd down, Wilson. Well, the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They give him 17 yards that time, as that'll move the chains.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Come on, tempo.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. He's got the tight end, Vanette. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, You're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now it's Wilson. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. But you just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off around the 41. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They'll begin the drive with Collins. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. On the give, this is Collins running left. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block them,
and he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Alex Collins, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens continue to pour it on. Tucker now for the extra point. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Hey, boys, got 4 down.
To throw on 2nd down, Wilson. And now here is another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the first. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Back now in Seattle, Washington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Jackson now. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Jackson from the shotgun. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. C.J. Mosley in from his linebacker spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. From the shotgun, Wilson forced out to his left. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Now it's Wilson. He's going to air one out. He's got him in, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big 30-yard play on third. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it.
Now Wilson on second down. And his throw here's incomplete. The veteran Jimmy Smith there on the coverage.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And it is incomplete. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, there in coverage. So they've gone for it twice now on fourth down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And down inside the 15 he goes. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Watch it now, Barney! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Check 50. Check 50.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
58's Mike. 58's Mike. Detroit!
They go play action here on 1st down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Bradley McDougald that time able to knock it away.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock Dalvin away and bring up 2nd down.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
2nd and 10 now. Wilson. And it's incomplete. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, there in coverage. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 40. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
No. Check. Patriot.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Call it a gain of a couple. The defense stiffening here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. The storyline of this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column too.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. From Seattle, so long, everybody.
I'm going to end the video right there. If you guys like that video, please subscribe and turn on your post notifications. It's been Jarek the Great, and we're out.